Y'all, it's Mattsuuii. Welcome to another episode of Matsuui's Hip Hop Talk Shop. Today on the phone, I got Mike Lamb, aka DJ Lou, a music producer out of Oroville, California, currently residing in Sacramento. Introduce yourself, fam.
Hey, what's going on? I am music producer DJ Loot. I have been a NorCal establishment for over 2 decades, primarily producing hip hop, pop, R&B, a variety of genres, a whole lot of artists under my belt. So yeah, it's great to be on.
Great, great. Well, how was your upbringing in Oroville? I mean, did you have a hard life like a lot of us, or did you have a good parents? Or I meet a lot of people that have good parents and still end up rappers, but a lot of us had a hard life. Can you tell us a little bit about that, or is it personal, or?
Well, my grandparents raised me, and I didn't really have a hard life at all. I I actually had a lot of advantages scholastically that a lot of factors stopped me from getting as far as I should have. But no, I actually just had, I guess you could say, normal life. Um, did well in school, went to college, and started playing music at some point. I think about 6th grade. Yeah, when I picked up saxophone in the school band, and from there I started learning other instruments and taught myself a few. And then at Chico State, I ended up getting in the recording arts program, and that led to I was already mixing music for a few folks, but that gave me the official the education behind it, and that combined with
Like you could actually read chords and notes and stuff.
yeah. Well, it's kind of like I built my own bad habits and learned how to do some things the right way, but maintain
Yeah,
my creativity. So
I can
yeah,
totally understand because I like taught myself a little bit and then I got degrees and then I realized I didn't know what the hell I was doing. You
oh,
know what I mean?
that can be the case. So a lot of times but then sometimes you take along things with you that work, even though they might not be by the book.
Yeah. Like I'll even have professors tell me that if it works for you and it's getting the job done how we want the job done, keep it in your
Agreed.
repertoire, you know?
Oh yeah.
So a little bit about me. Um, I am I was you probably remember me back in the day recording performing with Will and stuff with in writing when I was like 14 and stuff. Well, uh I ended up getting married. I just performed most of my life, and then in 2013, I established something to represent on stage when I was performing from here down to Southern Cali. So me and my brother, well, me, created the label Way Too Good Entertainment. It's WAY, the number two GUUD Entertainment, and so we'd yell that on stage, and our fans would rep it and stuff. You know what I mean? And then I ended up going to juvenile hall at 14 for 3 years straight for a crime I didn't commit, a manslaughter charge. I was supposed to do 12 years. This girl said two of her friends took pills of mine that I sold them and they died and overdosed from them. And I was the biggest XC dealer in Reading. I was on RPD's radar and they wanted to bring me down. And I'm not proud of any of this, but I learned from my mistakes. But I ended up doing 3 years straight, and they ended up proving I didn't do it. Like it took 3 years to get a court date, and not only did the girl not show up to testify because she was scared I'd retaliate, and but second of all, they proved with cell phone towers and pinging and location and stuff that I was in San Jose and I was actually picking up other things at that time. If you get what I'm catching my
Right.
drift. So I did a lot of time in and out of juvenile hall. My dad was very abusive to my mom. I wrote a song just recently. I'm gonna be releasing it, talking about he looks like the devil in disguise, the demon in his dark black eyes when he's on codeine and alcohol together. Like he was just someone else, and like my mom never did any drugs in her life, but she used gambling to cope with everything. So she ended up owing loan sharks and stuff. And we had like a 1982 Nissan Sentra that backfired. Like I hate getting dropped off at school from in it. Like it was so embarrassing and stuff. And like we would sleep under a bridge. I don't know if you know how cold Reading gets at night.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
in the winter, like we used to sleep just us three, me and my brother and my mom with one blanket, sharing a blanket. And my brother was like juvenile like in his brain compared to me, even though he's a year and a half older than me. Like they call me the little big brother. So like I took actions into my own hands, and like I started hanging out with the big dogs and saying, what do I gotta do to like help support my family? And they wanted me to do some shit I can't even speak of. You know what I mean? Like I still have nightmares because of shit I didn't, and like I've been through. And but I helped put the food on the table, and like but before that my mom would like meet people at the casino and say, can we stay the night at your house, we have nowhere to go. And like me and my brother would wake up at 3 a.m. and there'd be five meth heads just filling the room with meth clouds, laughing and joking around while me and my brother are trying to sleep, and we're 10 and a half years old. And like and then next thing you know, I'm cooking crack at 13 and shooting guns at 14, drugging guns charges all the way through my juvenile ages. I ended up like getting off probation successfully because of music. Like I was in there for 3 years straight, and my boy, one of my OG boys, is like, bro, like I was hip. I didn't like hip hop growing up. I don't know if you listen to classic rock, but do you know who the band Rush is? Tom
Oh yeah,
Sawyer and stuff. Well, that's
yeah.
my biggest inspiration as a songwriter is their drummer Neil Peart. Like 2112, the first time I ever heard that 27-minute song where he wrote that story, like I immediately picked up a pen and paper and started writing, and I haven't stopped writing since. And I've been writing for 28 years straight, and studying the dictionary, studying English books, like. And then it wasn't until I was in juvenile hall, like 12 and a half, people would bang on the table at lunch and stuff and like tell me to freestyle, and I do it with my head down because I was nervous because I didn't like that music. And like I'd kill it though every time, and people are like, "Dude, why do you not like this?" I'm like, "It's just not my cup of tea, you know." And like then I ended up falling in love with it when I got out. Like people introduced me to Wu Tang, like old school Eminem, like the Dr. Dre Chronic 2001 album, like real hip hop. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like I ended up falling in love with it, and like I don't know what I'd do without it. And I learned how I read my dad's master's degree English book when he was getting his master's degree, and I would teach myself metaphors and analogies and allegorical content and stuff like that, and how to use it in music. And like I would like, so I was way ahead of my age, you know. And like so I at 9 I was registered a songwriter by BMI. Had my first songs published, 11 songs published at 9, and 6 of them were bought by grown ass rock band lead singers. And then I was registered a poet at 16 years old in California, and I just haven't looked back, man. And I ended up getting married at 18, and I took a break from my wife because me and my wife and we had kids, and like I didn't know what to like. I had to like play the daddy part, you know what I mean? So, but I always told myself I'd go back to it. So what I did is started going online and getting a degree, and then next thing I know, boom, Los Angeles Film School. I got a bachelor's degree in music production. Boom, 3 years later, I got another bachelor's degree in sound engineering from Hollywood Musicians Institute. So like, I never stopped going, and now like I'm like pushing forward, trying to build my brand. I got shirts online, I got visuals, I got everything. So like I'm like the definition of like someone who came from the gutter and made and is pushing the limits, you know. But let's hear more about you. Um, what made you get into music, and who are your like biggest inspirations, like as an artist, as a DJ, especially?
Well, my first thing that I ever did outside of just playing instruments before, um, like music, like released music, was actually DJing, and uh, it was rave music, real aggressive techno stuff, and I ended up just, I liked a lot of music. I had a love for almost every genre. Um, and the hip hop side came with Two Live Crew, Too Short, and then
Ooh,
shortly after I was listening to Ice-T, and then after that I was getting into Spice One, a little bit of Naughty by Nature. So both coasts, both main sets of active artists on both coasts.
I'm young,
I
but Naughty
didn't.
by Nature is still one of my biggest influences.
Oh, I love them, love them. But yeah, I. It was the late '90s, and everyone was a rapper. It didn't matter. It's kind of like, and this was like right before Eminem started blowing up. But even like right before that, it's just everyone wants to rap. And I was kind of playing around with some lyrics and some instrumentals off of CDs. You buy the single and it has the radio version and the beat version. Those were for DJs to use. And started writing lyrics and recording our own songs. It was horrible and whatever. We were having fun with it. And I'm like, okay, I like the beat making aspect. I got a hold of a couple just random beat machines and some other things, a little sampler, and started
Like
making
an
beats.
MPC or something.
Not even that, just some random basic drum machines that didn't have a lot of sounds and little samplers that they're nowhere on the level of MPC stuff.
Yeah.
And then I just started making beats, and this was right around when I found the recording arts program at Chico State. I had some beats available or just not available. Like I had no sense of I'm going to have a business and all that. Just making beats, and a few folks heard some and they wanted to work on their music, and I acquired some stuff to be able to record them, actual multi-track DAWs, little, what was it, a Fostex? I forgot the model number. It doesn't matter, but it was a little 8-track Fostex, only 6 tracks were recorded to the
now
track
it's
7.
unlimited.
Track 7 and 8 were bounce 2 tracks, so I'd have to have the beat on 2 of them, and then 4 tracks of vocals, and then mix that down, and then that eats up 2 tracks. We only have 4 available, and keep bouncing.
4 valuable vocals. Just think about how good that rapper had to be. They had to be on point. You know what I mean? Like I totally love it. Love hearing the classic stuff, dude. And have you heard any of my music?
Possibly. I can't say 100% for sure.
After we get off here, I'll send you a couple links if you don't mind, and I'll send you my BeatStars my BeatStars profile. Like I have hundreds of beats, bro, like all different styles. But people say my rap style is like the style of, because I'm from NorCal, like the Bay Area style influenced me. So like I have like the Mac Dre hyphy style, like to my voice and stuff. But I have the lyricism of an East Coast rapper. You know what I mean? Like. I can storytell like an East Coast rapper, and lyrical, like I say things. I have a song called Intergalactic Rhyme Schematics. Like people don't even try to listen to it because I talk about like Fibonacci sequences and quadratic effects and all kinds of like referring myself to music, like mathematics sequences and stuff. And like it's crazy, bro. Like I just show people what I can do with words. If they don't like it, they don't like it. If not, I like it. Yep. You know what I mean? It just gets it off my chest.
And that's fine. Just like I was saying with the beats, I'm just making stuff that I'm thinking, I'm not really trying to rap and do all that. I'm whatever. And encounter a few folks that dig the beats. And then I have this little recorder, my first item to actually record and mix vocals. Very, very low end, but it's a starting point. So I start truly producing a few artists. Very first artist, Frank C. Shout out Frank C. We did a whole first album of his. He's phenomenal. And then he brings a few folks through. Suddenly, I'm getting better at what I do because I have real, true, like dedicated hip hop heads that know what sounds good, that know how to guide me to create beats and mixes that sound good. So quality artists, me getting better, more people coming through word of mouth. Get to the late 2000s, I'm starting to have a few folks come through as features on other artist stuff. Well, let's run off some names of people that came through. San Quinn was on
he performed at my 21st birthday bash.
Nice. Yeah, so he was one of the first really big name West Coast artists that came through to do a feature verse. Okay, then Holotip, another. Ooh. And then so guys like that.
Who Rat Attack from the back from the Mac is Holotip.
So folks like that start coming in as features. With the people that they're coming in to do the feature verses for are emerging sax artists in their own right, but Well, but that creates the relationship with, say, with Holotip. Yes, this is '09. I'm far enough into my career and actually established business and home-based studio, but still accomplishing the task, like you were saying. Hey, if it works, it works. If the client's happy, then it works.
Yeah.
So fast forward to now, I have mixed and mastered Holotip's entire catalog, a dozen albums
I have mixed
since
and
'09.
mastered. I have produced, mixed and mastered, and co-written songs for Sony Records and Universal, and I can't even name. I've signed NDAs for these songs because
Nice, yes.
the artist songs aren't released yet, and no big label wants their people to know their major artists don't write most of the music. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
very
I'm still
true.
getting 30% every day, every month. You know what I mean? So I'm
Oh,
fine with
yeah.
that. You know, I was an
So,
on-call producer and engineer for Sony and Universal for quite a while.
excellent. But yeah, so that's way back then. And as time goes on, I'm getting better at what I do, getting better equipment, starting to add to my credits list. Mr. Fab, Selly Cell, X-Rated, Brother
How do you
Lynch
get me in touch
Hung,
with these people?
all kinds of folks. The what?
How can you get me in touch with these people?
Most of these guys are online. On like Facebook, Holotip is Hollow Goins, Hollow
Yeah, hello Goins,
Goins.
hollow Goins,
Yeah,
yeah.
Goins.
I've
I
tried to get
think,
a hold of people like that, and like they always want to charge for a verse, and I'm like, bro, if you listen to one peek at my music, you will want to work with me. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
Well,
or
that's and sometimes they will, but for the most part, most folks, especially established, are it's business first.
yeah,
But
that's how
but
I am too, so I understand it.
but if you can present something to them, like with Mr. Fab, I approached him. My main singer, she wrote and recorded a hook on a beat that I did, and I approached him and said, "I want this to be for you, not you as a feature for me." And yeah, he came through and dropped verses at my apartment in Oakland when I lived there, and um, so he was like, "Okay, we'll work in that sense." But
That's
yeah,
dope.
most folks need to just it's a work for hire. That's the term I was looking for.
See,
A
my
lot of
21st birthday, I had San Quinn co-headlining, Keek the Sneak headlining, and I had Trax a Million DJing the whole set. He DJ'd my set and then died like less than a year later,
oh
which is
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
legendary, you know. And to say I have Trax a Million DJ my set, you know, and Keek the Sneak showed up like 30 minutes after the show got shut down. One of my boys pulled a gun on someone for like calling him like a slang name for a gang member, you know. And
Right.
so it got the whole party shut down, and it was at Johnny's Cat House back when it was in Reading, and it got shut down, and Keek the Sneak showed up like 30 minutes later, like, where is everybody? He's all, and you could tell he's geeked out off Dizzles, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
he's like, who wants to party? And like we sat, it was funner because I was in VIP sitting with Trax, but we were sitting there drinking Bellevue, and like, but everyone was coming up wanting autographs and wanting pictures and stuff, but I couldn't really conversate with them, you know what I mean? And like the fact that it got shut down, like I got to sit there with Keek the Sneak and sit there and freestyle for like 4 hours on an empty sidewalk. You know what I mean? So like it was hella dope. And like Keek's all, get me a couple ounces of weed right now, and we'll go to the studio and I'll do like 4 verses for you. And my boy who had the tree didn't answer the call because he was sleeping, and he called me the next morning. He's all, "What'd you need?" I'm all, "A couple ounces for Keek verses." And he's all, "Bro, I would have given you double that." And I'm like, fuck. Like it sucked. Like timing didn't work out right, but hey, everything happens for a reason, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Keek. He's recorded here as well. We're in the same circles of all these folks that we're talking about.
Yeah, cause
Outside of that, I continue to grow in my abilities. I also have been expanding on my genres that I touch, my own personal music. I'm not trying to rap or any of that, but I do sing. I sing hooks, so I contribute that element to some of my clients and whoever that needs a hook,
well, I'll have to hear
a
you
sung
because
hook.
I can
Yeah,
always use a singer.
I will point you to a playlist, or not, actually, it's not a play. Well, it's a full compilation. I put out compilations. Let me bring that up. They are just compilations of music, various artists, all beat produced, mixed, and mastered by me. And that it's a way to present my work by simply, here's a compilation. What you hear is all me, and it's a bunch of nice,
like you
talented
see an
artists.
album with various artists made by the same
Yes.
producer.
Yes.
Yes.
So one of them, it's Cali Fire. DJ Luke presents Cali Fire Volume 7. The rule for that one was I had to sing the hook on every song. And it has a lot of artists that I've already done that for. So whether it was an existing song I just put on it or came fresh with a beat and a fresh new collaborative song, I will point you to that, and you can hear a variety of little styles I can do singing hooks.
I used to sing too. I used to be told, like, when I was 15, 16, I should go on an American Idol and sing Stand By Me. Like, I was really good, but then I smoked so much over the years and stuff. And now, like, like, it's kind of died off. But I've done songs. I've done 3 songs with Stevie Stone from Strange Music. I've done 2 songs with Chris Calico. Chris Calico sang one of my hooks, Getting By. Stevie Stone sang one of my hooks, Number One. And then he raps on one of my hottest songs. Like, it should be a hit single if you heard it. If I cut the cussing out, it's called Chop Chop. I'll send it to you when we get off here. Like,
yeah, send me whatever. And actually, send me stuff that I could play on my radio show. However much, load me up. Doesn't matter. Link, whether you send or link me.
Do they need to be not explicit?
I prefer radio edited, but if you have something and it just isn't, I can just pull it in SoundForge and reverse the cusses. It's not as clean as a radio version, but it lets it be played. So, aside from the hook singing, most recently I started creating, producing, and releasing my own EDM and house music, electronic dance, just that umbrella overall set of genres. And then in 2019, I started doing a radio show. So I've got the production and the studio and the engineer producer career, my singing, my creating music, but adding the radio show came about because I was always going on, like we're doing right now, podcasts, radio shows, any sort of live interview or recorded, whatever, interviews. And I thought, why not have my own platform? So that's what I did. There was an internet-only station. It was live shows.
Your Facebook. I've seen you make moves.
Oh, yeah. Well, the place that I started, it doesn't exist anymore. It was internet only. It wasn't, technically it wasn't podcasting. It was, well, I guess internet radio, it doesn't make sense because it's not radio waves, but it was live shows. Everyone had their little slot, and I'd come in after someone's show, and it was live and not pre-recorded. And I'd go, interview, play music. And that shut down after COVID. A lot of the folks that had shows on it just didn't want to come back because no one knew what was going on. And I ended up going to OzCat 89.5 FM in Vallejo. That's where I've been for the past few years. Live FM radio. Tune in your car, your radio, whatever, plus internet feed, which I like because Bay Area folks can tune in and they hear local or regional music I play. I have people from here and they can hear the folks. They can go see their shows.
And
I really love
artists
having
like from up here and stuff that they've never heard that are fire.
Yeah. And not only music artists, I've had actors, business people, community leaders. Would you
play an ad for my podcast on your program?
I can mention it. I can tell folks to go there, but as far as playing an ad, because it's community radio, I can't play something if it's in a commercial. Oh,
you're going to be interviewing me, and I can just shout out my own stuff then.
Yeah, when you come on my show, you're going to talk about everything you do. We're basically going to do the reverse of what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can certainly mention that, and I can mention it too. I do mention some of my artists' websites, who I go through for my publishing and distribution. I mention it, but not to where it sounds like a commercial, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Like at the end of my interviews, I'm gonna let you shout out your social handles, where to find you, and your DJ, your shows, and all that before you
Oh
shout
yeah,
out. After you shout out like your people and your God or whoever, you know.
certainly.
So let's get into some more intellectual conversations I like to have. More about okay. First of all, you're a producer. Let's talk about before we get into the intellectual stuff. Let's talk about who would you look up to? Who do you look up to the most as a producer who can just walk in the room and change the aura of a song and the way it's going just by his presence?
Number one for me, Dr. Dre. And some folks are like, well, he doesn't even like make. Well, he composes and arranges, and he does everything. The term producer has been kind of watered down. Someone maybe takes a bunch of loops and drops them in to FL or Reason or whatever, and then renders it, but they didn't play a single note. Well,
Yeah.
they did create something, but they were an arranger.
To me, it'd be Rick Rubin. He can walk in a studio full of like writers and
Oh
say
yeah,
one
Rick
sentence,
Rubin.
and it could change the whole sway of how the
Yeah.
song's going to be written.
Well, and that is a producer. The traditional industry, a producer is the person that guides, that brings elements together, guides a project to its completion, and that's what's released. A producer may not play a single note, or they may
Yeah, Rick
compose
Rubin
the thing. They
never
can do
can't
it all.
even work a mixing board, bro. You know,
Yeah,
like he did
but
it all by
he's
conversating
they're
with the artist. Like, why do you write this? Why do you want to write this? How do you feel when you write this? What do you want other
they're
people to
the
feel? You know?
they're the like a movie director.
Yeah,
They are the thought process, the creative mind. They're the
the
glue of
creative juice
everything,
that we
honestly.
need. You know?
But they may also play. I consider myself a true session producer. I do play, I sing, I do a whole bunch of those things. But
I play keyboard.
if an artist, a lot of my clients, they say, well, you do you. Like, what should I do? Sometimes they want me to take over and just do me on the mix. Don't, or my preference is to co-produce with them. An
Yeah.
artist can be a producer too if they're simply feeding ideas
See,
and we're
like when
working
I'm sitting
together
there
on that.
making a beat, like, cause I charge certain rates for custom beats or pre-made beats. Like you can buy pre-made beats out of my catalog for cheaper, but you can also buy custom-made beats where you can either sit in a room with me, tell me how you want it to sound, what songs you want it to sound like, and if I haven't heard the song, I'll go research the songs and listen to them. And like certain artists you want it to sound like, I'll mix the beat to get a beat together that's from like different styles, different beats by all those different artists, and then I'll co-produce with them. I'll have them say, okay, I'll play out a melody. I'll say, how's this sound? You want this key to be different or this key? Or, you know what I mean? How do you want this percussion to sound? Quicker or slower? You know what I mean? Not too much
Yeah.
hi-hat, not enough, you know? Like, that costs a little more, obviously. But that's my
So
favorite type of producing.
so my answer, kind of explaining that some folks think a producer is a hands-on beat maker. Dr. Dre to me is that main guy in the hip hop specific realm. Well, hip hop and R&B, the urban genres, uh, because he has been the glue to all the elements, whether he did play and he does, or mix and he does, or not, for some of the most influential music in the urban genres of the last 3 decades.
Yeah,
He's kind of that guy that I want to co-produce something with one day. He is that
that'd
guy.
be amazing. I mean, he founded Eminem, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And like he turned him into not just Eminem, he turned him into Marshall Mathers and brought out three people in Eminem, Marshall Mathers, and Slim Shady. You know what I mean? Like, and you know, there was a lot of sessions where they sat down and talked about, okay, what do you want to say as Eminem? What do you want to say as Slim Shady? How do you want this persona to come off as like crazy
Yeah.
or like, you know, he helped create those personas.
Oh yeah.
So, um, anyways, intellectually, let's get into two of the main questions I ask any artist or producer on this show. When it comes to rap and hip hop today, what is your difference on what is your view on the difference between the two? I have a big difference in my mind, and it's a huge one, but not everyone agrees.
Oh, hip hop and rap. Rap is an element of hip hop, just in the textbook, on paper description or definition, rather. And I have never been. I've never been a part of hip hop culture, and it doesn't necessarily even have to be race oriented. Yes, it is a traditionally a black culture thing, and I'm a white guy, but I do appreciate it and support it. So you've got your elements, your breaking, your rapping, just all the elements. But rap itself is one of those elements, and it's a skill. I think it's a skill that's often underrated because people that don't listen to or don't get the rap music aspect of hip hop, oh, they're just talking over a repetitive beat. Well, no, they are having to do, aside from some of the melodic rap,
Yeah.
they are working with the rhythmic elements. There's the beats will have melodic aspects to them, but when you're just rapping and it's not like a Bone Thug style or like a melodic or singing rapping, you have to work with rhythm only and cadences and rhyme schemes and things that are not present in other forms of music.
See, my opinion would be rap and hip hop are somewhat the same, but rap, to me, rap is watered down, and it's a
Oh, it
watered
is,
down
yes.
version of hip hop. To me, like rap, and my son can rap better than half these rappers on the freaking radio. They just put together words and they rhyme, and their labels tell them what to say, and they talk about money and clothes and girls and cars and shit. Like hip hop's a culture, not only music, and
Yeah, yes.
it's storytelling, and it's like Royce the 5'9" and Eminem, like the crazy ways they put together words and like with allegory, like freaking Royce the 5'9's last album was called Allegory, you know? Like people don't even know what that means. Like, you know what I mean? And like hip hop's a whole different level of being able to rap. It's like it's a more conscious state of being of talent. You know what I mean? That's my view.
No, the whole watered down it's kind of like how everybody's a rapper. But okay, so you might be able to say some stuff that rhymes decently to in a reasonably good rhythm, but are you saying anything? Or
Yeah.
is there a message? Are you creating imagery in the listener's head, or like a lot of the mumble rap stuff is just a bunch of nonsense? It
Exactly,
doesn't
and
make
people will
sense.
say, I've heard people say, people that rap fast like Tech Nine and stuff aren't actually saying true words. Bro, I posted a video of Tech Nine rapping, switching his flow up with his face on the screen and the lyrics going right across the screen as he's rapping, and everything makes
Yeah.
perfect sense, and he's chopping, bro. Like, there's nothing about that that's easy, and they ain't making words up, bro. Like, just people can't listen fast enough, you know what I mean?
I
And
love fast. I love fast rap, especially. I like the technique, and I will gravitate toward it. And I also can appreciate if they have a good message in the fast.
yeah,
And I
like
have
Tech
artists that
Nine,
do
like
that.
it does everything, like Wither with Corey Taylor, straight out the gate with Serge Tanky, and like he does metal with rock rap and stuff. Tech Nine's the goat besides Eminem as a lyricist to me, like because Eminem can do things that Tech can't do, like when it comes to freestyling and stuff. But there's things that Tech can do with wordplay and stuff that no one can do. You know what I mean? They both
Yeah.
are like that in their own aspects. You know what I mean? But I hear all these rappers on the radio, and I'm like, my 11-year-old son can write better than that. You should hear my 11-year-old son freestyle, bro. Like makes these people on the radio look retarded. It's crazy, bro. But next question: It's about the same subject but more complex. So what is your definition of true artistry? It doesn't have to be just music, just artistry in general as a human.
Artistry, ask that one more time.
What is your definition of true artistry? It doesn't have to be just about music. It could be anything you see as art.
Well, art, it's like, oh, art is subjective. People will say that because someone could throw a bucket of horse manure on a wall and say, there's my painting. And okay, I don't get it. And I really don't get that type of, I know that's an extreme example of the, why is that considered art? I honestly don't think that is, but just creativity, that's a weird, not a weird question, but that's a hard, I've heard this question and it's so hard to answer, but hold on. I think artistry in any form, visual, audio, otherwise, if you are capturing the attention of and stimulating the mind,
You're almost to my
for
answer.
for more than just a couple of seconds, because it's something you'll hear a bam, a noise or something, you'll look. But I'm saying if something you hear like a rhythm or something, okay, musical artistry, and your attention is grabbed for more than X amount of time, a few seconds, whatever. That I think is great artistry. Something that
You want to hear mine?
stops a person in their tracks and is like, "What is this? I am intrigued."
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
go for it.
Mine would be anything that evokes the same emotion when someone views it or listens to it that the artist who created it was feeling and wanted to evoke from people. You get what I'm saying?
Okay,
So,
that makes sense.
so
Okay,
like if you
well,
give someone the goosebumps and the chills because it gave you the goosebumps and the chills, like so you portrayed that on an art, a sculptor, a sculpt of something or a song. You know what I mean? Like if you can give someone like make someone cry or give them the tears and make them laugh, like I think you have done your part as an artist.
I think okay. Let me add to that. That to me is, I don't know if this is an official term, but that would be resonant artistry, because you're resonating the same or as similar as possible feeling, vibe, emotion. That okay, so that would be resonant, which I think would be the most perfect form of any artistry, or
Yeah.
closest to the most perfect. But it doesn't have to, because you can hear something and hear a song and feel something that was not. They could be singing or rapping about love, and you thought it was about inspiring to get out of a bad life situation. Well, no, I was just talking about how much I love this girl, and you thought, but you still evoke the emotion in the listener. Just they didn't get your exact meaning when you created it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, but the most perfect I feel is really truly resonating, that you did this, someone heard it and they felt that
Yeah,
you, yeah, okay.
that's a
No, I
good
like
that's a
that.
good
I
answer. I
like
like
that.
that. So, how old are you again? I'm sorry, I asked 10 times.
How? Oh, 48.
And do you represent a record label, your own?
I have an umbrella business called On the Money Productions. That encompasses, I put everything under that. That would be my my studio services and physical studio. When we bought our house in Sacramento a few years ago, I converted the garage into a pretty nice, respectable looking and sounding studio space. So the studio, my beats, everything is under that. But I do, for my music stuff, put that under DJ Loot, which is not a business entity. That's my stage name entity. But On the Money Productions is the business it all falls under. So when I release music, my compilations through Sony Orchard, It goes on all platforms and all that. Or if I ever do press CDs again, it will say On the Money Productions.
Yeah, mine's
That's what
way
it
too
falls
good
under.
entertainment LLC.
Yeah. So that's my label and label slash business entity. But yeah, anything where it's me produced by, it's not produced by On the Money. It's
Or even
produced by DJ
merchandise and
Luke.
stuff.
Merchandise has got my logo. I don't think I've ever put On the Money Productions. Oh, scratch that. No, I did have some shirts that had that plus my logo.
Do you have any
But
shirts out online right now I could buy?
all I have are or is my logo on Zazzle. It's one of those websites that people can buy merchandise. I don't maintain merchandise physically myself. They provide a whole bunch of products, clothes and mugs and hats and
Well,
pens
if
and
you want
whatever.
to get connected, I can get you my boy Shartavius Drew in Georgia. He creates shirts and slides and stuff, and your own logo. He can either create it for you, you can
Yeah,
create it yourself, and uh, if you want, I'll shoot you the link for mine. And if you want to support me, you could always buy one. That's up to you. I ain't tripping, but
I'm down for anything you want to link me to that can. Yeah, I'm always down to utilize other services and or means to acquire merch. Right now, I already have my logo, but this website, it's kind of nice for me because I don't have to maintain boxes of shirts and stuff like that and sending things out. People can order directly online. It is my logo and it's on. They want a green shirt with the logo big on the front. That's what they can order, and that will be
bro,
pressed by Zazzle.
send me a logo that you already have, if you have one, and exactly what you want it to say, and I'll make you the dopest logo for free.
Well, let's see. I am. Where is our message history here? I was going to send you that. Well, I have my existing logo, the one I've had for
Yeah, I've seen it
quite. Yeah, my silhouette
with the green.
with with the meter bridge LEDs behind it.
Yeah. I
No,
can make you a
that's
brand new dope ass logo if you want me to. Just tell me what to write on it and what you would want
I'm
on there.
always down. Well, it would be similar to that silhouette because that silhouette with the kind of sunglasses look for the eyes, that was a picture I took where I had the sunglasses kind of down. I'm looking down, but over the top of the sunglasses. I had them pulled down a bit, and then I just reversed it. I just reversed what's that called? It inverted the color scheme on it,
Yeah.
and it just made me like this black outline silhouette. And it looks like I'm kind of looking down, which I am, because the little sunglasses are like kind of low on the face because they were. It's just some people were wondering, well, what are you looking down at? Well, I'm actually looking at the camera,
Huh. But
but it
that
stuck.
sounds dope. But if you send me just like a picture, like send me that picture and just like DJ Lou or whatever you want to put on there, and I'll make you a
It
dope color scheme.
simply DJ Luke. Yeah, if you're offering, and I'm always down to have other versions. Maybe they could be tied to specific things outside of whatever I'm doing. I'm going to send you the black and white, not the one with the meter bridge, the level LED lights behind it. I
think
just
I
sent
just
that
got it.
to. There it is. That's the basic version that does not have anything but black and white coloring. The only enhanced aspect of it are the speakers for the letter O's.
I can make that dope with different fonts and stuff to keep the speakers and different like on fire or something. Some dope. I can make something dope.
Do that. I appreciate that. And what I can do is post that on certain posts of mine and make sure folks know who did it.
Okay.
Cross promotion.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. And when is our interview on your show? I forgot.
Let's see. Let me jump in. You are February 23rd.
Okay.
So
February 23rd.
for your folks that are listening or to this right now, that's a Monday, February 23rd. Few months out, couple months out, but that's going to be, well, the show Happy Hour with DJ Loot. It's at ozcatradio.com or 89.5 FM if you're in the North Bay, Vallejo. You could probably hear it if you're just getting into Oakland, parts of North San Francisco area, Petaluma, that whole Fairfield, you can hear it. But if you're not there,
Nice.
just there's the online link. But noon to 3 that day, Pacific. And your segment starts at 1:30, right around 1:30.
Okay,
It
and
goes till 3.
before we end this, what song did you want me to play?
I mentioned earlier a song that I presented Mr. Fab with a beat and my hook singer Siren, and I said, "Hey, I've always wanted you on my credits. This is for you." He came, recorded, and it's funny because he had Thug Tears 2, that project that he put out. This was a while back, 2018, I believe. He even says 2017 in the song, so it's like 2018. And I went into Dope Era store and I said, "Hey, what were you planning on putting that on?" He does so much music. He's like, "Man, I forgot what." He said, "Just put it out. Just put it out." So I put it out. It's his song. But I appreciated that he was just like, me put it out through my means. It's a
I
great
think it's
song.
in my email. I
Yeah,
gotta go check my email.
there's one. Well, you can find it on any platform. It may have been sent to your email, but you could pull it up on anything. But if you need to find it in your email, I can email it again right now. It's called Let Love In, Mr. Fab featuring Siren.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find it in my email real quick. DJ Lou for appearance for your show. I think I got it right here. Let Love In. I got it right here.
There
Okay,
it
this
is.
is produced by DJ Lou. Let Love In featuring Mr. Fab featuring Siren. I'm gonna play this and then I'm gonna let you shout out to God, whoever you want to shout out. Then I'm gonna let you shout out your socials, and then we'll be speaking soon. Here we go. Sorry. Trying to open it. It's not opening. There we go.
It's funny how in 2017 I still feel like a flag. Only difference is I ain't picking cotton nowadays. But we still picking cotton, we picking out J's. And they still picking cotton, picking matching ball games. Like a crazy ball game. And the score is deceiving. Religion is slavery. So who do you believe? Catholic Church, Baptist Church, manipulate the ball and pray on the rich, hoping it will give more. Insecurities arise. The devil is around on paradise in the sky. Fire like you alive. You had died. So what would you do? All for a dollar. Will you sell your son to the streets and pour out your daughter? Would you fly? Would you steal? Would you work just to eat? Would you steal drugs and push poison just to feast? Would you lie to the people in your congregation? Feeding the love of God and throwing the feet of Satan? Would you run for politics knowing that you are corrupted? Knowing that the world is twisted, have no thoughts to adjust it? Cheat on your wife and disrespect the vows. Create your own right regardless of how it sounds. Live with no morals, have no integrity. Just like playing Jeopardy, I don't know Maria. I don't know the level. Just a modern day healer. What can't heal you of leprosy? Playing in the game, hearing whistles from the references. Ain't kill, ain't watch your brothers all next to me.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Yes, sir.
Fam, we gotta work together, me and you. I'm gonna send you some links to my beats and some links to some of my hits, like that Chop Chop and some True Stories. It's a Tragedy, Shadows Don't Last, some solo tracks, and I'm gonna show you what I'm about. And you're gonna want to work with me, I promise.
Well, what we could do initially is come together on a collaborative song that we can co-produce the beat, and you can do the lyrical content. Maybe I sing a hook and you do some verses and whatever, and it could be on
One of your compilations.
one of my compilations, and you can put it out on something of yours. It's simply a collaborative, shared publishing split, that the works, everything in order, and we just put the song out.
Let's do it. Maybe this will lead to more tracks like that. Maybe we can do a whole compilation where it's just us.
Maybe you and I, yeah. Hey, I'm all for thinking big, thinking future. No. I'm sure we've worked well together,
ethic, bro. In the past year and a half, I've released 350 solo tracks, bro. No features, and like 5 of them cuts. You know what I mean?
Nice. Maybe you and I could come together and co-produce a compilation of various artists. I haven't done that with anybody yet. It's all been DJ Loot Presents, but it could be
DJ Loot and Mattsuuii and Way Too Good and DJ Loot and Mattsuuii Presents.
That would be awesome. I've done it with other beat makers, or I've co-produced some of the songs, but I think 2 people presenting brings in obviously the art, a lot more fan base between us, as well as you could bring in half of the artists through your circle, and I bring in half through my contacts in my circle. We just split it down the middle with everything: artists, beats, everything.
Oh yeah, sounds good. Right after we get off this call, I'm gonna send you a few of my songs that I need you to hear and a few beats, and then I'm gonna send you the link to my Beat Stars so you can hear all my beats.
Yes.
And I'm gonna have your episode published within the hour.
Sounds great.
And
I'm gonna send you, by the way, Cali Fire Volume 7, the link to that. Just listen to it, no rush, at your leisure when you can, whatever. As well as my Beat Stars.
You there?
Thing in mind that you listen to that I send, but you can just kind of vibe off my beats. Maybe there's something that stands out. You're like, hey, for one of my upcoming compilations, you want to work with that, and then I'll have you add some stuff to it. I'll pull it and email it to you.
Yeah. What DAWs do you use? What DAWs?
So for beat production, it is Reason. It's been Reason for thousands of beats. When I said I had those beat machines years ago, 30 years ago, once I found Reason, it was Reason 5 at the time, and it was a little bootleg cracked copy. From there, it's all I use.
I use Logic Pro and Pro Tools Ultimate 11.
Well, that's for beats. So the Reason aspect, I am strictly Pro Tools for all aspects outside of the beat.
Yeah, my beats, I like to use Logic. I haven't got the chance to record live instruments yet.
Oh, I do a lot of that. I play a lot of stuff, saxophone, little
we need to get
guitar if needed, all that.
Because I know how to do it. I've been taught in school, you know.
Yeah. So. No, I use Pro Tools for all aspects of everything after the beat. The rest of record, mixing, mastering, editing, all of that. So, and I know Reason, of course, will accommodate everything that the other programs will, as far as VSTs and like the multi-track audio recording. I just don't use it. I'm Pro Tools. I'm over 20,000 songs mixed and or mastered in Pro Tools. More than that in other devices I had a Roland VS 2480 that I did a lot of work on before 09, which I jumped into Pro Tools at that time. So
yeah, well, I'm glad we met, bro, and I feel like we were meant to meet. So
of course,
let's stay up. I'm gonna send you right now, as soon as we get off, some links to my songs, and please give me some instant feedback as soon as you get the chance, and check out my BeatStars, and maybe one of us can make a melody and a bass line to a beat, and the other one can throw in some percussion, and we can start making making our own compilation. We'll figure it out.
Let's start with one song first and come up with something so amazing and such a potential hit. And then, we can start plotting and planning. This is off air later, but kind of formulating who in our circle should be the artists on it. And I go by one song per artist or group. So it's not like, well, it's a compilation and one guy has like 4 songs on it, one per, and we'll come up with our, say, 7 each. And then go from there and
I
start
gotta
working
be
on the songs.
The lyricist on one of the songs at least.
Of course, and I've got to sing a hook on one. But let's collab on one song to start. Okay. And we're gonna chat off air about that. But I sent you my BeatStars and Cali Fire 7.
All right, and who do you want to shout out? God, your family, anyone?
Oh, well, always God, of course. That
of course.
Creator and guiding of everything that we do in life. I'm not going to shout out every artist now. Honestly, my wife for being supportive, my close friend and family circle that always makes sure to let me know that even like right now, going through some hardships, some financial stuff, things out of my hands, whatever, that they're always just, hey, keep doing what you do because I'm one of the best at what I do. So it's just the support is there. Beyond that, I don't know. Special thanks are always hard. But special thanks to you for having me on.
Thank you, man. Thanks. It's an honor to have you. And how about socials?
Socials,
radio station
yes.
Again?
Well, so my radio show is every Monday every Monday from noon to 3 on 89.5 FM in the Vallejo. So the whole Vallejo surrounding areas can hear it, plus the online link. Everything that you want to do is centered around DJ Loot. That's DJLOOT.biz. .com was already taken. Some DJ used equipment website. Stupid. So DJLoot.biz. And my socials, if you just want to jump to IG right now, for instance, every single thing, this is part of the branding, is DJ Loot 916. That's for Sacramento. 916. DJ Loot 916.
And if you want to take a peek, anybody, my website is WAY, the number 2, GUUDENT at WAY, the number 2, GUUDENT.com. All right, fam. Let's wrap this up. I'm glad talking to you. I'm gonna be shooting you some links of my personal music here in a second to get your feedback.
Sounds great. Thank you once again.
Great interview, Pam.
All right.
Bye.